They laughed before they saw me. A cluster of uniforms, olive green, perfectly pressed, gathered near the tents. The sun hit the brass of their badges, glinting off the laughter that carried through the air. I caught fragments. Deadweight husbands here. The civilian. The charity case. Then she turned. My wife. Lieutenant Harper. Her posture snapped to precision, face unreadable behind aviator glasses. For a moment, the air between us was military cold, salutes, hierarchy, formality. Then she stepped forward, a white envelope in hand. "My first official order," she said. Her voice didn't tremble. "Our divorce. Sign and leave." Laughter rippled again behind her. My hand didn't move. I looked at her, really looked. The crisp uniform, the new rank pin, the faint curve at the corner of her mouth that wasn't a smile. She was proud, proud to humiliate me. I said nothing. I took the envelope, and I walked away. The silence behind me was heavier than the noise before it. By the time I reached my car, the paper was still sealed. My hands were steady, but my pulse wasn't. That night, I canceled every payment, every card, every trip. I pulled out all $20 million from her father's investment firm, and then I waited. By morning, my phone had 456 missed calls. 3 years married, 2 apart, 1 illusion. She'd met me when I was already successful, an investor with a calm face and quiet fortune. She said she liked my silence. I thought she meant it. But military ambition has a hunger of its own, a hunger that chews through loyalty and spits out excuses dressed as duty. It started small, a forgotten anniversary, a late-night training drill, a password change. Then came the stories, about Captain Miller, about unit bonding, about missions that required emotional detachment. I listened. I believed. I even admired her. But when I showed up that day, when I saw the way she stood taller in her uniform, surrounded by people who smirked at my name, I understood. She wasn't ashamed of what she'd done. She was flaunting it. Deadweight husband. That wasn't just a joke. It was her nickname for me. Still, I didn't explode. I didn't question. I simply let her believe she'd won. I started collecting evidence, not to use it, but to feel it. Her texts were predictable. Her routines mechanical. Same gym, same debriefing nights, same hours where her location went blank on the shared app. I didn't hack. I didn't spy. I just observed. Patterns tell the truth more efficiently than confessions. I hired no one. I trusted no one. But I kept receipts, digital and emotional. Every lie she told formed part of a clean equation. Her father's firm had been using my investment to prop up 2 failing subsidiaries. She didn't know, neither did he. The night before her family day, she withdrew from our joint account, booking a luxury trip to Santorini. 2 tickets, 1 name missing, mine. Her phone buzzed constantly that week. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. The wallpaper changed, from our wedding photo to her unit crest. That's how soldiers bury things, under discipline, under structure, under duty. But she forgot something. I built her world, and I could unbuild it. Quietly, completely. The truth came packaged in a simple digital document, a financial cross-check report from her father's company, funds misallocated, private transfers, fraud disguised as bonuses, and there, buried deep, were her authorizations, Harper's digital signature approving every illegal shift. They weren't just cheating me emotionally, they were laundering my money through loyalty and family titles. When I confronted her, I didn't raise my voice. She was at her apartment, in uniform still, polishing her insignia. She looked startled when she saw me. "What are you doing here?" she asked. I handed her the tablet. "Thought you'd like to see your father's quarterly report." Her face paled as she scrolled. She didn't reach the end before speaking. "This isn't accurate," I finished. "It's as accurate as your marriage vows." The silence stretched. Her hand trembled. Mine didn't. I turned to leave. Her voice cracked then, small, pleading, human. "Wait, what are you going to do?" I looked back once. "Exactly what you ordered, Lieutenant. I'm leaving." The next morning her father called. 16 times, then 30, then silence. By noon, the firm's liquidity collapsed. My withdrawal had been the cornerstone of their cash flow. The board froze assets. Investigations began. Her father's reputation evaporated in hours. By evening, news alerts popped up on my phone. Military officer linked to financial scandal. Her face, her name, her rank. That was the real order she signed. Later that night, someone knocked on my door. Hard, desperate. When I opened it, she stood there, hair unkempt, uniform gone, eyes red from something between rage and ruin. "You destroyed everything," she whispered. I didn't reply. "You knew," she said, voice breaking. "You knew all along." I nodded once. "I warned you," I said quietly, "never to mistake silence for weakness." Her lips parted, searching for a defense, an apology, something that could make noise loud enough to drown what she'd done. But there was nothing left. She left before I closed the door. The next morning I sat by the window with black coffee and no ring. My phone was still, my accounts untouched, my peace symmetrical. She'd joined the army for power, for control, for command. But she forgot the one rule every strategist lives by: never underestimate the quiet ones. I didn't ruin her. I just stopped protecting her from her own reflection. The paper she once handed me lay folded on my desk, unsigned. I never needed to. The marriage was already dead long before she gave it orders to end. Outside, the sun rose on a clean horizon. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel betrayed. I felt free.